that I personally am really excited for. I'm a huge fan of Armas. She's super talented. I really love her in everything I've seen her in. Knives Out, War Dogs, Blade Runner 2025. And I'm super pumped for this movie. Got Ian McShane back.
Think of me. You should think of fire.
Nightclub scene! Nightclub scene! Because I had a lot of thoughts race through my head when they put the best action franchise, but then they followed it up with of the last decade, I believe. And when they put the best action franchise, I was like, well, what about Jason Bourne?
Yeah, what about Bourne?
I thought about what about Jason Bourne immediately, but then they put of this decade, and I was like, all right, cool my jets.
Welcome to Backseat Directing,
where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more.
We're your hosts,
Andrew
and Aaron.
We put out new episodes every Monday and Thursday.
And today we're reacting to the newest Ballerina trailer.
3, 2, 1,
action.
Aaron, you forgot to name the full-length name of the film.
Is it a John Wick film?
From the world of John Wick, Ballerina 2025. That's a mouthful. It's like Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not like a John Wick story.
Yeah, they had to fit John Wick in there. I mean, I think Ballerina would have been just a simpler, better name, but they want to make money.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a necessity for this spinoff.
I mean, I think an Ana de Armas action movie would make some money either way. I think it would be decently successful, but putting the John Wick name on there definitely helps procure a fan base. So we've had 5 John Wick projects up to now, if I'm not missing one. We had John Wick chapters 1 through 4, and then the TV show that was a little bit of a flop, the Continental series. And now we're getting a 6th project with Ballerina that I personally am really excited for. I'm a huge fan of Ana de Armas. She's super talented. I really love her in everything I've seen her in. Knives Out, War Dogs, Blade Runner 2025. And I'm super pumped for this movie. Excited to see the new trailer. What?
You said 2025. 2049.
Oh, Blade. Well, I was looking at the screen that says Ballerina 2025. Yeah. Stuck in my old joke. But what's your excitement level for this movie?
I'd say pretty high. I'm excited to see like someone else in the John Wick like style.
Yeah. Also, I mean, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the first trailer, you can skip ahead like 20 seconds, but it's in the first trailer. How much does John Wick being in the movie increase your excitement level? Keanu being in the movie.
I'm not always excited for prequels, but I think since it is focusing on like a different character, I think maybe it's a little more of a necessity, like instead of like, oh, we're just backtracking because they want to tell more John Wick stories. Having him in there is cool to like kind of see what their dynamic is going to be.
It is a little bit.
It makes me a little more interested, I think.
It's a little Black Widow-esque where it's like a prequel that's like in the middle of the story because it's between 2 and 3, I want to say, or between 1 and 2.
I thought it was between 3 and 4, but
so
one of them.
It's in like the middle of the series.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool to have John Wick in, especially if we're going to get a fight between him and Ana de Armas.
Yeah. All right. Let's get.
Make sure that you guys hit the like button, the subscription button, and that notification bell so you don't miss any of our awesome content. Hit the subscription button.
Hit the
I can't afford my stroke medication if you guys don't hit the subscription button. I can't afford anything right now. We need more subs.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ballerina.
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
He became aware of another.
I know you. I know your pain.
This isn't done until they're dead.
Buena suerte, señorita.
Got Ian McShane back.
Think of me. You should think of fire.
Those people that you're looking for are surrounding this hotel right now.
Risen from the ashes, again and again, fire.
You don't choose to be a killer. You are chosen.
No, I chose this.
Consequences.
Risen from the ashes, again and again,
Oh, the coat block.
fire. Again and again, again and again, fire.
Is that a katana?
What may I ask?
Samurai sword?
Nightclub scene.
When
Nightclub
you
scene.
think of
Ooh.
you should think of fire.
Does she have the Latin on her back? Fortune favors the bold, or
I couldn't see what it said.
yeah, I couldn't read it either. I think she looks so sick with the tattoos. I know I said it before when we talked about this movie before, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
Especially because like she's wearing like tank tops in some of the scenes, and I think you really only see John's tattoos in like the shirtless scenes because he's mostly wearing suits.
It's funny hearing you refer to him as John.
It's like we're
you're buddies. Yeah, you just
John.
hang out with John. Of course, you've seen his tattoos.
Sorry, Baba Yaga. Sorry, Mr. Baba Yaga. I always think it's really cool when actors have a name that's either unique enough or they've established enough of a presence with their name that they can go by a first name. I'm not talking about John Wick, but Keanu. You can say Keanu, and he has a unique name and enough A-list status that you know who we're talking about. Or you can say Denzel, even Tom. Like, how famous do you have to be? Leonardo's a good one because it's unique enough. But like Tom Cruise has, I feel like, taken over Tom. There's so many famous Toms, but most like contextually, you'll probably know that it's Tom Cruise while you're talking. You could get enough from. I mean, there's a lot of famous Toms. Tom Hiddleston, Tom Holland. It's the one I really like. Tom Hanks. Tom Hardy. But Tom Cruise is like the Tom.
He's the Tom. He's him.
But like, it's cool when you have that level of gravitas to your presence. Denzel, I think, is a great one.
What'd you think of how the action looked in this?
I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, it does, right?
The hits, she's hitting the bag, like they look like heavy hit.
Blocking the knife with the forearms. We know from filming our fight film that those add up after a little while.
The bruises. the real life bruises. Oh man, I feel like we didn't even capture any real life bruises on camera. We just got them after the fact.
Did you see her when she was like running through the fire?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Wasn't there a line she said in the trailer too? It was like, when you see me, think of fire.
Is that what she said?
Yeah. I couldn't hear it all too well.
Yeah, it's hard because we have our TV turned down a little bit so it doesn't like
so we don't blast you guys in the ears.
But the cinematography for these movies is so cool. And like it's kind of become almost like a parody, where like all these other films kind of like mock the neon look or whatever. But there's a reason. It just looks cool.
The nightclub scene has become a staple of the action genre.
But even when they're not in the nightclub, it's still like all these neon lights everywhere, But like, it's so cool.
That idea of a sequence has been done. Like Havoc is a very recent action movie, just came out on Netflix. They have a nightclub sequence.
Yeah.
So many movies add that now. Yeah. Which, I mean, because it's cool.
Right.
But John Wick, I feel like, popularized it with the first one.
Well, I think what they did was they took the nightclub scene to the rest of the world in their movie, and it looks so cool.
I want to hear what you thought about that one line they had in there, because I had a lot of thoughts race through my head when they put the best action franchise, but then they followed it up with of the last decade, I believe. And when they put the best action franchise, I was like, well, what about Jason Bourne?
Yeah, what about the Bourne?
I thought about what about Jason Bourne immediately, but then they put of this decade, and I was like, all right, cool my jets.
You know what we should do sometime? We should do like a franchise rating where we go through like our 6 categories and we do the Bourne identity or the Bourne franchise versus the John Wick franchise.
Yeah, I mean,
because the John Wick, I think, definitely wins cinematography.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Mission Impossible is up too.
That'd be
Mission Impossible is really incredible.
I feel like that's almost like in a different genre.
Well, Mission Impossible is just so solid for so many movies.
Yeah.
Which I think Bourne is for the most part.
Yeah.
And I think John Wick really is too. Like really good for but Mission Impossible is the most movies. They're about to have 8.
Right.
And they're still so solid for 90% of
the Bourne franchise has 5. And then John Wick is about to have
5.
its 5th.
If you don't count the show, which I wouldn't. So.
Right. Yeah.
We can ignore that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it either.
Yeah, I'm not too interested in this world outside of John Wick.
I'm interested.
I'm like the show. I mean, like
Yeah.
the learning more about like how the world works.
I like the world. I don't
John
feel like
Wick.
I need to learn more about it. I
Yeah.
agree there, but I like the world, like the concept where, especially in John Wick 1, when they're first introduced to it, when they call these people, he pays them in gold coins. They're cleaning up the crime scene. The cops seem to know him. There's this whole environment, and then the Continental with all the rules. I feel like they developed a really cool world that they can expand into. You just can't have it be Keanu forever. It's got to pass the torch.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a cool entry into that. If they're going to continue with the world, do movies. Like, I don't want shows. I didn't watch the Limitless TV show. I didn't watch the Shooter TV show. Give me movies.
Right. I totally agree on the movies part. I do think as the John Wick movies went on, the lore became a little more messy, or I didn't like the way that it was developing.
I didn't need the addition of the high table personally. I think that's what they're called. The high table is.
Or which one's the one where like at the end of the movie, there's like everyone's an assassin? Which one is that? Is that 2 or 3?
Everyone's an assassin?
Basically, like he's like walking through the courtyard and like all the people are like staring at him.
I think that's like the beginning of 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they like everyone stops.
Yeah.
And then they all start walking again or something like that.
Right. Yeah. It's like, is everyone a part of this? And you know the famous line from The Incredibles. If everyone's super,
no one
then
is.
No one is.
So many bars in that movie.
But yeah, I'm excited for this. This looks good. When does it come out?
What, like next month?
Yeah, let me skim through this trailer here real quick.
They should. June 4th.
June 4th.
Yeah, next month.
Right around the
Early
corner.
next month.
We're like 2.5 weeks away as of recording this.
Premiering in like a bunch of formats. Dolby Cinema, 4DX. Doesn't look like they're announcing IMAX, but June's a tough month to get IMAX right now. This summer is a pretty packed slate.
Yeah, we got Mission Impossible this weekend. We have this coming out a weekend or 2 after. There's something. Superman's comes out
in 2
after
months.
this weekend.
Yeah.
And then we have Fantastic Four.
I think Superman's July, isn't it?
Oh, is it July?
I think
okay,
so.
Like a month after, month and a half.
But there's other stuff too. Like it's a good summer.
Dude, I'm excited. That's good.
Some of your movies are going to start coming out. Jurassic World, I'm not sure when Rebirth comes out, but that might be close to this too.
I think it does come out in June, or
it's crazy stuff.
Or early July, one or the other. I know it's before.
Well, it comes out close to Superman, doesn't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
right before.
Tough competition out there.
Tough.
Box office draft is not looking good.
No, it's not. Well,
we don't need
depending on which side you're on.
We don't need to talk about it.
All right, yeah.
Well, it's not looking good from either side because you want some competition. It's not looking good because it's looking boring. Not looking good. I should say it's not looking good.
I don't know. I like a good beat down.
It's not looking good from audience side. Because they're
fully invested too.
They don't want to see a villain win. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and the villain has won the first 2 times. So now the underdog is finally having his moment.
Underdog villain. The box office draft, me and Aaron pick 5 movies each and try to pick a team of movies at the beginning of the year that's going to make the most money by the end of the year. So Aaron's team is looking a lot stronger than mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thunderbolts is not doing enough for me right now.
Did good though.
Decent.
Yeah.
Decent.
I don't know what the second weekend's numbers were.
It's like a domestic 35 million, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Decent. It's a drop off of like 50 million, a little more than half for the domestic drop off. Wow. So pretty characteristic drop off, but
yeah, at least it was a good movie.
That's
a win. That's a win for everyone.
A win for me a little bit.
That's a win for everyone.
I like having good movies on my team. At least I can say that at the end of the year. Nobody has this movie. Nobody has Ballerina.
Not making.
It's not going to be close.
How much do you think it's going to make? Let me see what the budget was. See if I can pull that up real quick.
Budget probably 80 million. These movies don't usually cost that much, but I'm guessing they cost more and more each time. So I'm going to say 80. Aren't you excited for the snow sequence? We're getting a John Wick movie.
Yeah, that was cool.
Snow sequence. I think that whole landscape looks really cool. It looks like some kind of European village. And the way they're going to shoot in the snow, I'm sure is going to look phenomenal. But I love a good snow sequence. That's why I was so excited for the Batman Part 2 when they were announcing that it was going to be in the winter. I think it just looks visually really pretty.
R.I.P.
They never get it now.
All right. I'm trying to find...
What's your guess?
I don't even see it on here.
Maybe they haven't announced it yet. You wait to see how much money it makes first.
Let me just take... Yeah. That's hilarious. Let me see if I can just Google it here.
I bet this makes
IMDb.
I bet this makes between 150 and 200. I think the last John Wick Chapter 4 made like 400.
Screen Rant has it at 69 million. The like Google AI or whatever says between 50 and 80.
Yeah,
So,
about the same.
Ballparks that you're thinking. What do you think it's going to bring in? Probably that.
I said 150 to 200
150.
when you were looking.
Okay. So double the budget or so. That'd be successful.
Yeah, I mean, people like action movies in the summer.
Yeah.
And Armas is a cool draw. John Wick is going to be in it. He's prominently in the trailer. So I'm guessing it's not going to make probably half as much as the last John Wick movie, Chapter 4, because I believe that made 400, 450.
That's what I want to say it was.
So I'm guessing that one was a huge success financially, I would say. So I'm going to say this one a little bit less, so probably around 150.
Yeah. All right. I think that's a good number for them to get with this movie.
I feel like we're sitting pretty on this movie. I hope other people can let us know if you're excited for this movie. If you're not excited, do you think this movie is going to be a success? Comment below to let us know what you think about the John Wick franchise. And if you want to talk about it even further, you can join our Discord.
Oh, I'm intrigued there. What's that?
Our Discord, it's like a giant group chat. It's got different tabs. And we have me and Aaron in there, friends of the show, guests that have been on the show, other viewers, audience members, friends. So you guys can join in there. We can chat. We do polls. People post their own original artwork. We talk about new trailers and movies that just come out, our thoughts on them. We debate and argue in there. It's tons of fun.
Cry about the Batman Part 2 being postponed.
Some people in there talk shit about Treasure Planet, and you have to set them straight sometimes.
Yeah. Those are rough conversations, you know?
Yeah, almost start handing out Discord bans, but I haven't handed out one so far.
Yeah, but we were close.
Dude,
close.
I was hovering. I'm hovering on the red button, on the eject button.
But yeah, if you would like to join, the link
It's a rough.
What is going on with my words today?
The
link
stroke
is in the description of this video, and if you click on it right now, it'll be totally free.
Get in while the getting's good.
That's right. It'll probably always be free, but
not always.
No,
when the show really takes
we'll
off,
sell out.
Well, I have to put a $1 charge on there.
Yeah.
But get in there. Get in there now and get the legacy pricing. You be included for free.
There we go.
What we should do is put that on for new people if we ever get big enough, and people who get in now will never have to pay anything.
Ooh.
Like you started from the bottom, now you're here. You know.
So you're risking it right now if you're not joining.
Think about it like an investment that costs you nothing.
It's just a time,
but it saves you money in the future.
That's right. You can get in on the ground floor.
We'll sell you a timeshare after this.
Yeah. How long do you think we could talk about this?
Probably at least 5 more minutes.
Yeah. Should we try?
We should talk until the main chunk of the episode is talking about the Discord, and a minimal amount of it is about Ballerina.
Like, wow, this is a 40-minute episode on the Ballerina trailer?
We've already talked so much about other non-Ballerina topics too, like about Mission Impossible and Jason Bourne.
Yeah, what is wrong with us?
We cannot stay on top.
Well, what about another, like, I guess kind of circling back to Ballerina, what would you say is Ballerina's like #1 competitor in like the movie? Like John Wick goes up against the Bourne franchise, you know, like what's another female lead kind of badass action film you think that like competes with Ballerina?
I don't want to say Furiosa Mad Max story because
I don't think that's the same.
In terms of financially, that movie performed so poorly.
I don't think that's like the same genre.
Maybe like a Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Or what's the other one? Wasn't like Ava one? I've never seen it, but
I haven't seen that either.
I think that's like an.
I want to see it.
Fight.
There's a cool actress. The lead in that movie is a good actress.
Salt.
Salt would be cool. I was thinking. I like the Old Guard a lot, but that does have like a superhuman element, so it's a little bit different. But the Old Guard is a great action movie.
I actually haven't seen that one. I do like Salt a lot.
It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original, so you can watch it anytime.
It's crazy that you like it so much.
It's really because it's a Netflix original.
Yeah.
That's when I point out like that there's gems on Netflix. There's like diamonds to be found. I point out like uncut gems. No, I point out the Old Guard, Set It Up, a few Triple Frontier I like. There's a few cool Netflix
Pedro
movies.
Pascal's in that.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal's in it. Ben Affleck's in it. Oscar Isaac too. And then Charlie Hunnam's in it.
I remember him. It's been so long since I've seen that.
Yeah, dude. The cast of that movie is absolutely stacked.
We should do a Netflix
deep
top
dive
10 originals or something. That'd be a good episode. Yeah. If you want to see that, let us know in the Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, you can only
see who canceled out of this video before we got to this point.
If it's in the comments, we're like, I can't see it. Yeah. It's not in the Discord.
I'm sorry. Here's the link.
Send it back to the link.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and that's a wrap.